Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Schinover. Welcome to Fit Families TV. Today we're going to continue talking about ADHD, but today we're going to change the slant a little bit. We have Ashley, who's a college student here, to talk with us, and what I want to do is bring the concern home. So instead of having college students who are abusing ADHD medications or college students who are prescribed and taking those, what if it were your family? So what if, let's say, your younger brother, let's say that he's going into 9th grade, and he was diagnosed as an ADHD kid when he was younger, but he's never taken medication up until now. But he's going into 9th grade and he wants to go to Harvard or Stanford. He wants to ace everything. And your parents are concerned about him and they figure, well, we're going to go ahead and try some ADHD medication. What would you want to say to them to make sure that they were aware of before they made the decision?
I tell them to wait and do some research first, because I have had a lot of friends who take ADHD medications because they're prescribed, and some that I know take it and they're not prescribed. And I just have really witnessed a lot of my friends go through a lot of the side effects and the more negative aspects of taking the medications, that it doesn't really seem to add up and to be all worth it if there are alternatives out there. And I know that there are alternatives, and I would really want my parents to consider my little brother and just him going through experiencing side effects of, he can't sleep if he takes the medication too late in the day, he can't sleep till 3 in the morning, or going through like nauseousness, having an upset stomach all the time. Like, I don't want that for my family. And if there's any way for my family to avoid putting someone that I'm related to through that, maybe we could try that first, or at least try something else before they would really consider getting him on a medication.
Okay, well, let's sort of intensify the question a little bit. Let's say that they're feeling pressure and he's getting ready to go to high school and he really wants to ace, and this is a solution that's going to work fast, it's going to help him right away, and they're feeling pressure and they want to help him. So they're leaning towards going ahead and getting him prescribed and going that route. What would you want to say?
The pill is a quick fix to something, and it's not really teaching you anything. And if they really want to help my brother learn how to get better, a pill isn't going to do any bit of that for him. Doing something else to maybe strengthen his skills and abilities to be more attentive on his own and use his own effort, that's going to be a lot more meaningful and last a whole lot longer and not have any health side effects. And so all in all, I think that something alternative is still the better choice, even if they want, if we have that intense situation. I see what you're getting at. I still think that everything else considered, an alternative method would be much better for my brother. It would teach him so much more.
Okay. So what if there was an alternative method, but let's say the alternative method took a few months, 2 months, 6 months or something like that, and they thought, well, how about, we're going to have him take some medication in the meantime, and he's still going to do this method. Would you think that that would be more manageable in the sense that they're going to use the medication more for a short-term strategy as opposed to a long-term, unending, without-end sort of solution?
ADHD is something that's long-term and unending anyway, so shouldn't the treatment for it be something that you have to try for as well? You can't, taking the pill, you laugh at me, but I'm serious. Taking the pill just, for a few months or whatever before the alternative method, kicks in or you start to see effects of it, you're toying with two different things, and you're really not going to see the full effects of the alternative treatment if you kind of mix it in with, like a medication or something else too. So I think it's really just worth going one clean route and just sticking to it and trying hard with it. Again, learning something and taking something away from it for a lot longer than, stop taking the pill, then it doesn't have any effects anymore and you're back to square one. Whereas if you work with, a program or you try some other alternative method, you learn as you go, and you're not going to, what you've learned isn't going to be erased. So with a pill, it would go away if you stop taking it.
So you're pretty strong purist about this, huh?
I
Pretty
am.
Strong opinions about this. Okay,
Yeah.
Which is interesting because from my point of view, I would consider, either as a parent or as a psychologist, maybe you try that as a short-term solution. But from my point of view, you got to try implementing a long-term solution as well. But I appreciate hearing from you, particularly given that you have friends who have to take this medication and you've seen people abuse it. So I really appreciate your giving us input on that. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching Fit Families TV. This is Dr. Charles Schinover.